Hi everyone, welcome you all. Today we are going to start a new chapter called Data Handling with DataFrame Part 2. Okay, in this chapter we are going to deal with statical aspect of data frames, which is used widely in data analysis and data science. Okay, so in this context we are going to first discuss some of the statical functions like min, max, variance, okay, count and sum. Okay, these will be some of the agenda points for today. So let's get started. I have written a small piece of a code to create a data frame. This is really simple. Now first of all, let us discuss this function. This is a rand int function from random in numpy array. Okay, I have generated values between 1000 to 2000 and I have generated 20 values and then reshaped it to 5 into 4. Okay, so this will give me a numpy array of 5 rows and 4 columns, and then we have passed this numpy array to our data frame and given a column 2015, 16, 17 and 18. Okay, and then we have used a location that is from 2 to the all. That means you can say that third, fourth and fifth row, and then specified a column. Okay, so this column and is equals to np.9. So I want these three values to be null this time, and then I have printed data frame 1. Okay, so after execution I am getting the data frame, and then let us see how our max function work. So very minimalistic use of max function is somewhat like this. You just have to name a data frame df1 dot max function. I'm not going to specify any parameter for now, and see the result. Now when you specify this, when we do not supply a parameter in a max function, it calculates the maximum value along the column. Okay, so for 2015 we will be having a maximum value that is 1548. Similarly for 2016 you can see 1973 is the maximum value, and so on. Okay, now I can also specify df1.max access parameter is equals to 1. Now it will be calculated along the row or on the row, you can say. So here in my first row maximum value is 1510. You can see in the second row we have 1942. Okay, so in this way we can get maximum value along the row or a column. Similarly we can use minimum function also. Okay, instead of max we can use, let's say, df1 dot min. Okay, now the minimum value will be calculated as per the columns, and if I specify minimum here, then minimum value along the row. Okay, now we can specify some other parameter like skip na is equals to, let's say, true. Let's run this, and we also have only function which is also true or false. We can specify default value is none, and this will not make any difference since all the values are numeric only. Okay, so you can see my value is calculated. Pandas also offers some more statical function like mode, mean and median. Let's use them. These are also functions similar to minimum and maximum. Let's try mode, df1 mode, and then you can hit enter. Okay, so this will calculate the mode value for all the values, but if I specify access is equals to 0, let's say, so it will calculate along the column, and if you specify along the rows you can use 1. Okay, so this will be calculated as per the rows. So this is mode, and here also we can specify, and one more function is called mean. Okay, mean value according to the columns or as per the column. So mean is an average value. Okay, now if I say df1 dot mean, and let's specify access is equals to 1, then for for every row will be calculated and displayed. Okay, here we can also specify skip NA is equals to true, or we can also specify numeric underscore only is equals to true or false. As we have discussed earlier, it doesn't make any difference. Actually, I have written B incorrect. Let's correct it. One more function in this the same category is median, which is also work as same, and it will return a median for a column, and we can specify median, then specify axis is equals to 1, then for every row median will be calculated. Next we are going to learn count and sum function. df1 dot, let's say, count. Now you can see all values for the columns are counted. Let's print the data frame and analyze the result. In my first column, that is 2015, we have 5 values, that's why we are getting 5. And in 2018 column I have 2 non-null values, that's why we are getting only 2. Okay, and similarly for sum also we can use sum instead of it. Now you can see sum is calculated instead of count. Now here also we can specify df1 dot count along the axis is equals to 1. Now you can see my first 2 row contains 4 value. You can see all the values are non-none, and in 3, 4 and 5, fifth row from here to here we have one null value in each and every row, that's why the count is 3. Now let us run another function called var, which returns a variance, or you can say unbiased variance over requested access. Okay, let's try to use it. df1 dot var, then we can specify access is equals to 0, or you can simply leave it, then also it will calculate according to the column. Okay, now let us understand variance. Here we can say the variance is the average of a squared difference from the mean. Okay, to calculate the variance, follow these steps. First of all, you have to work out the mean. Okay, you can calculate the mean, that is a average, simple. Then for each number subtract the mean and square the result. Okay, and then work out the average of these squared differences. For example, you can see we are going to measure the height of the dogs. You can see various heights, we are not going to get into the number. Okay, and then we have calculated the mean here. Okay, it's a simple total calculate divided by number of observations. Then with each and every value difference is calculated. Okay, after calculating the difference, square, then the difference is squared and then added, and then its mean is calculated. Okay, so now you can see the height of first dog was 202. The difference between the mean and the value was this, and it is squared and then calculated the average. Okay, or mean. So this is called variance, and this is how we can calculate variance. But you don't have to do this complete exercise from here to here. Okay, you don't have to calculate mean first, then you don't have to calculate the difference of mean with each and every value, and then square it and then calculate a mean. So this all process can easily be done with the help of panda function, or where function will do all these exercises for you. Okay, so you can say panda library makes your life very easy. Similarly, panda also offers a function to calculate quantiles. Okay, for this we have to specify a data frame, then a function called quantile, and then we have to specify a quartile. Okay, the value for quartile according to the CBSE, we can supply 0.25, or we can supply other values like I am writing in comments 0.5 0.25 we can specify, 0.5, or we can specify 0.75, or we can specify 1.0. Okay, so you have to consider only these quartiles for calculating quantile. Okay, after this we can specify axis is equals to 0 or 1 depending upon on which axis you want your quartile to be calculated, and then we can specify skip na or numeric only, numeric underscore only is equals to true or false. Okay, okay, a very silly mistake, double S. Okay, if you see now my quantile is calculated on the basis of columns, and if I specify 1 then it will be calculated according to rows or as per the rows. Okay, so this is how we can calculate quantile. If you supply only float value, it will give a series. Okay, but if I specify quantile q, a list, let's say 0.25 comma 0.5, then you will be getting a data frame. Okay, let's run this. Now you can see I'm getting a data frame in which columns are the columns in the data frame, and rows or axes are the values which we have supplied for the quantiles. Okay, now you can specify axis here is equals to 1, then your indexes will act as a column labels for the data frame, and your values will act as axis. Okay, one more statical function that is listed in CBSE syllabus is to calculate standard deviation. Let's see how to calculate standard deviation. This can be done with the help of std function, and then we can specify axis as usual. So here along the columns or on the columns df1.std we can specify axis is equals to 1 to calculate along the rows. Okay, or as per the rows. Now what is standard deviation? It is a square root of the variance, right? That's all for today. Hope you have learned some of the statical function and enjoyed, and concepts are being cleared out. And if you still have any doubts, you can write comment or message me. I will be more than happy to answer you back. Okay, so goodbye for today, and thank you very much. Bye bye.